Okay, let's be real for a second. Moving is one of the most stressful things we do in life. But then, you add kids to the mix, and the stress level just goes through the roof, right? You're not just moving stuff, you're trying to move a whole life, a whole future. But what if there was a completely different, smarter way to look at it?
So think about it for a minute. What's the single hardest part of uprooting your family and moving somewhere new? I'll give you a hint. It has nothing to do with packing tape or moving trucks. It's something much, much bigger.
And there it is. It's that classic, incredibly difficult balancing act. Finding the right house that you love and finding the right school where your kids can thrive. You're basically running two huge, life-altering searches at the same time, and way too often you feel like you have to sacrifice one for the other.
And that right there is the core of the relocation challenge. The traditional way of doing things might involve a realtor pulling up a map of school districts, maybe pointing out a few test scores, and then it's right back to talking about granite countertops. But we all know a school is so much more than just a line on a map.
It really comes down to this. On one side, you have a typical real estate agent. They're focused on square footage, property lines, closing costs, all the logistics of the house. But on the other side, you have someone we'll call an educator realtor. And they start the conversation with totally different questions about your child's personality, about a school's culture, about what makes a learning environment truly special.
Well, down in Metro Atlanta, there's a team that's completely flipping the script by bringing exactly that mindset into the world of real estate. Meet Paul and Tiffany Montaperto. They run a group called Family2Family, and their secret weapon? They're both former educators.
So let's break down how this works, starting with Tiffany. Think of her as the ultimate community insider. She brings that on-the-ground knowledge that you just can't find online, the kind you only get from being a teacher and a parent who's deeply woven into the fabric of a place.
So yeah, she's a former teacher, she gets the school system. But she's also a mom of 3 living in West Cobb. She knows the stuff you can't Google. She knows the parent networks, the real vibe of the neighborhoods, which sports leagues are super intense, and where the hidden gems are for arts programs. She provides that texture that turns a simple address into a real potential home. Now, let's talk about her partner, Paul. If Tiffany provides that rich, on-the-ground texture, Paul provides the high-level, strategic blueprint. His approach is like that of a principal. It's methodical, deeply researched, and goes way beyond simple school rankings. And this blueprint is built on an incredible foundation of experience. We're talking over 20 years as a teacher, a coach, and a principal. And here's the key part. He's worked in both public and private schools. That gives him this amazing 360-degree view of how schools actually work on the inside. He's seen it all. This is why this idea of an educational scout is just so perfect. A typical realtor scouts a neighborhood for things like property value. Paul scouts a school for its internal culture, its leadership, and its unique ability to help a specific child's talents really take root and grow. It's about finding the perfect ecosystem for your kid.
So how does he do it? Well, it's not some random guess. It's a real process. First, he actually sits down with your family to understand your core values. What truly matters to you? Then, he uses his deep network and insider experience to find schools that actually align with those values. This isn't just about finding a good school. It's about finding the right school, preventing that heartbreaking and expensive process of having to move again later.
I love this metaphor because it just nails his approach. It's one thing to find a school that's the right size just because it's in the right location. It's a completely different thing to make sure the fabric of its culture and the cut of its teaching style are a perfect, custom fit for your unique family. So, you have Tiffany's ground-level insider view of the community, and you have Paul's high-level strategic blueprint of the schools. When you put those two powerful perspectives together, something really special happens. You get a complete 3-dimensional picture of what your family's new life could actually look and feel like. Just think of it like a pair of high-powered binoculars. Tiffany's lens brings the day-to-day community life into crystal-clear focus, and Paul's lens zooms in on all the important details of the educational landscape. When you look through both at the same time, you get a depth and clarity that you could never get with just one perspective.
And what does all of that expertise really create? Well, at the end of the day, it's confidence. For a family going through one of the most overwhelming times of their lives, it gives them a steady, knowledgeable partner they can actually trust to guide them through all the complexity.
All of this leads to the ultimate goal, which is really about redefining what a successful move even means. It's not about the moment you sign the papers and get the keys. No, it's about something much deeper, finding that true best fit for your entire family's happiness and well-being.
Their whole philosophy is grounded in this simple but powerful belief that education is a transformative journey. And when you see it that way, choosing a school stops being just a logistical task and becomes what it really is, one of the most important, life-shaping decisions you can make for your child.
And really, this is the whole point. This approach is built on the idea that you're not just looking for a building to live in. You are searching for the right environment, the right soil, where every member of your family can put down deep roots and truly, genuinely flourish.
So the next time you or someone you know thinks about moving, that's the question to ask. Are you just changing an address, or are you taking the opportunity to consciously design your family's future? Because with the right guide, that future can be even brighter than you imagined.